We're here, we made it! What is this? Bulgurite? What is this stuff that I'm sitting on? The oceans are literally made of heavy oil. Holy moly. Ooh, here we go, here we go. We're doing stuff. Okay, this is looking good. That's not looking good. They send a whole attack squad. The fastest rocket ever built. Oh, we're nearly there. There we go. Okay, we stopped. There it is. We've killed them all. Oh my goodness, there is so much to repair. Our walls were breached. About this much of the wall was gone. That allowed a lot of biters and spitters to slip through the gaps and absolutely wreak havoc across this whole factory. You can see there's even still parts that I haven't quite repaired off camera yet. There's this whole section which lost its radar, so I need to go down there and repair it. We lost a good chunk of this foundry area up here. We had lost nearly all of this oil refinery. Actually, there's still a lot missing here. All the lube was gone. A lot of this is still gone. I need to go and repair that. Plastic was okay, but the coal mines were completely out. And that was a big problem. But then we had another issue, which I've just gone and tackled, is that we ran out of fuel cells completely. Nuclear fuel cells were gone and the reactors were going down. That's a big problem because we need power to be able to fire and power our laser turrets for our defenses. We lose that, we lose the factory. So I had to make sure that that was going well. And the problem with that was the Khaeops was backing up. So I've made some adjustments and hopefully that's going to keep everything together. This is how it works. So we have our bad uranium coming in through here. I've kind of rate limited it using a fast inserter. As you can see, it doesn't quite saturate the belt. And then we have our other supply of bad uranium coming in through here. And using wiring and circuit logic, I was able to actually stop this belt entirely if it reads that this belt has too much bad uranium on it. And that way we don't completely gridlock this belt. And then what happens in the Khaeops process, it runs through its thing, and then it deposits the 41 good uranium and a bunch of the bad uranium, which you can see here. It goes into a little feedback loop, which comes back into here, which is the way that it's supposed to work. And then any excess, such as when this belt is filled, we can see we got a little priority splitter here. When the belt is filled by this box being completely full, then it'll dump any excess out onto the main belt, which will come out and eject all the way at the end here, join up with the main belt, come around to here, and then get split off into the main fuel cell refinery. And the key part here was making sure that this belt didn't get filled up. And because previously we had this belt here completely saturated with bad uranium, that was creating problems filling up this belt. And so now that's been fixed. It prioritizes ejecting and reusing the bad uranium from here first, hence the slow inserter here and the fast inserter here, and that makes sure everything doesn't get clogged up. And then the beauty of this is a modular design, so I could just come into here, grab this, and paste it right here and continue the loop around, and that just works. And the next thing that I want to do today, other than run repairs across the whole factory, is I've made a whole bunch of roboports. I want to cover the entire factory in roboports. And this way, if anything goes wrong, anything gets destroyed, robots can start flying around and repairing things, and I can also start building things remotely if I'm on another planet, because I do not want a repeat of what happened yesterday. So I basically just need to start running coverage across the entire factory. And the other thing too, this was a bit of a total disaster. I say a bit, this was a total disaster. It did not go well, mainly because we weren't supplying enough magazines, so I need to totally redesign this whole area to be able to make enough magazines. The main problem was that we weren't producing enough iron plates. So what I need to do is really scale up iron plate production, and I probably need to also scale up our power production because we just weren't producing enough power. The other thing I saw as well is the small asteroids don't have very big laser resistances. And so I've noticed there's also target priorities. We can tell what we want these things to shoot. And if I tell them not to shoot the small asteroids, then we can tell the lasers to destroy the small asteroids, we might have a little bit more efficiency in our ammo usage. There's the other question too of, should I be producing magazines up on the ship? Or should I be mass producing magazines on the planets and then shipping them up via rockets? Because we have enough rockets. We have production of rocket parts. Because these do so much more damage. 24 plus 28.8, and that goes up with research, compared to 11. 11's not great. First thing I want to do is build up a mall for all of our pole types. So let's grab our crafting machines. Small poles, medium poles, big poles. Let's get rid of this car. And substations. Copper wire, sorted. These are easy, they just need iron sticks and steel plates. This is not going to be automatable because we can't automate wood. Or at least, not that I know of. And that will form our mall for substations and power lines. Cool. Okay, let's get all this repaired. Plug this in. Okay, so that's charging up. So that should connect them all up now. So in theory, if I place down a ghost for one of these, and then put some robots in here, yes, they fly out, they grab some poles, and he places it. Awesome. All right, cool. So in that case, we shouldn't need to stick around very much longer because we can do all this remotely, which means we can get back to Falgora. Falgora's starship, though, needs repairs really badly. We still need to figure out what to do for ammo. Why are they just chilling? Oh, wait, we got a whole worm here now? Oh, no, he's got range across the whole thing. That's a problem. All right, that's it. I've had enough. There's only one way we're going to be able to deal with this menace. Ready the nukes. That's enough out of you, you insect bastards.
Hey, you. You're finally awake.
God damn it. Well, that left a big hole. Let's get back to building. Okay, so let's cut this, extend it quite a bit further. This much further. We need to run this belt upwards into a furnace array. Okay, that's our furnaces. So then our iron needs to come up and turn into magazines, which will then go on this belt. And then that needs to join up with a sushi belt that goes around. So let's place the asteroid collectors. Okay, there we go. Gun turrets need magazines. And we can also afford to place some laser turrets, like such. Okay, now we need to get a magazine belt going around. We also have some space for accumulators, so we can shove them down. And space for more solar panels, space for more cargo storage. Okay, absolutely squeeze and pack as much power as we can. Yeah, we might also deliver some more uranium rounds, just for emergencies in case a particular trip gets too difficult. I'm hoping we have enough ammo just being produced though. I think that's as much as we can squeeze in. Ah, right, priorities. Okay, so what I can do is I can set these priorities so that lasers can target the small asteroids, which they have very low resistances to lasers, so we can do that. And then the rest of the turrets can be told to ignore the small asteroids and go for everything else, which might be a bit smarter on our ammo economy. This ship is just a big brick. I've definitely got to build a way better ship. This is not great. It's so lopsided too, like there's just this whole area on the side and then there's not the same on the other side. Okay, but it looks like we've got magazines coming around every turret now. There's just these 3 left. We should be pretty much good to go for another trip. This time, hopefully, it doesn't go so horribly wrong. Oh, well, it's getting destroyed. Ah, this wall. I'm gonna have to head back down. How many covert... Ooh, this is full. 100. Yes. Which means make another nuke. That might help deal with this wall problem I've got over here. Yep, and all these bots are coming along to repair the wall. That's cool to see. What's happening is, because the robots are now repairing the wall, that places things back into the range of this worm down here. So he's just going to keep attacking things until we get rid of him. So, let's get rid of him. There we go. I think that made him angry. They're all sitting over the crater like, what the hell just happened here? Now we can just kill them all. Efficient. Very efficient. That should buy us some time. I should now be able to head over to Fulgora because I want to get those pink science packs done. Hopefully this doesn't go very wrong. Wait, are these the smalls? These are mediums. Why aren't these guys fighting? Oh, ignore unlisted targets. I got it around the wrong way. Okay, we need to flip. Whoops. We need to invert the priorities. Yep, went horribly wrong, as expected. Now we should be good to go. Yes, there we go. Rocks are very, very dead. How's the belt doing? Belt's still full. Belt's holding. There we are. I'm going to drop down and keep building our stuff. Because we need to get pink science up and running. Which we don't even have unlocked, so how do we unlock it? We need to make supercapacitors. How do we make supercapacitors? Batteries, holmium plates, we have all that stuff. That's good. I've got to find where my base is. Okay, here we go. Here's the base. One thing I think I can do as well is build up a little cargo landing bay so that we don't have to keep running back to this area to pick up items when we get them shipped down. We can get rid of these engines now. We don't need electric engines. That was just for the rocket ship. We will need rocket fuel though. We need to clear this out. What is going on here? Make some more recyclers. Okay, I think this is one of those situations. What if we, hang on, this might be really jank. What if we did kind of a loop thing here? What if we did that? Because then that would technically just infinitely cycle around. Yeah, I think that works. Let's get back to work on supercapacitors. So we got superconductors down here. And then we need to make supercapacitors, which need electrolytes. Plug that in. All right, cool. That needs a request to chest asking for supercapacitors, which is nice. And then we need batteries, electronic circuits, and we need the holmium plates. And then the electrolytes pumping in. We can give productivity to this guy. Oh, hang on. That's right. I was going to bring down the tier 2 productivity modules. I need the cargo landing pad, which is asking for concrete. Concrete we can get from here. Oh, hang on. That's only 200. Sorry, that's only 100. I need 200. There we go. Cargo landing pad. How do we unsaturate this belt? Yeah, I see a problem. We just have way too many gears. Need to try and clear out those gears. Where were we storing iron? It was over here, wasn't it? Well, that's pretty much full of iron, so we probably just need to run this straight into yet another recycler. There we go, that'll probably do. Cargo pad, I'm just going to chuck maybe here. And then we can finally request from space productivity modules. Maybe some speed modules too. And I can use the productivity modules over here to make the electrolytes, the holmium plates, the, what is this, holmium solution, the superconductors, and the supercapacitors a lot better. Okay, how much power is that using? Quite a bit. We need more accumulators. We can't do nuclear on this planet, which is a shame. As far as I can see, this is pretty much the best form of power we have access to on Fulgora. Yeah, supercapacitors! Is there a way that we can build out onto these oil oceans? Because there's so much wasted space there that I would really like to build on. Oh, wait a minute, there's a ton of space out here I could actually build as well. I remember someone mentioned yesterday more lightning rod coverage actually helps with power generation, which makes sense. Also, fun fact, EM plants can make accumulators. They can? Oh wait, yeah, you're right. I completely forgot. And they would probably do a better job of it because of the productivity. Thanks for bringing that up. Okay, so let's set that up now. Accumulators. We need to request iron plates and batteries. Then we can probably... Oh, we can't put productivity modules in there. That's fine. Plus 50% productivity is pretty good already. Cool, okay. So that means we don't have to ship across so many accumulators from HQ. That's handy. You can do speed modules to speed it up instead of productivity modules. That's true. Assuming I can deliver them quick. Oh yeah, I definitely can. Yeah, okay, cool. Tuck that in. Oh, look at that. That's coming through quickly now. Okay, and then we can copy this and just start pasting it around. Yeah, that gets the power going. Kind of, maybe. Okay, supercapacitors are done, which means we're nearly there to being able to make the Slurpees. So we need electrolyte holmium solution, and let's actually do 2 of these. So we got electrolytes, holmium solution. Can we run productivity? Yes, we can. Nice. Ah, and then we need accumulators. So convenient we started making them. We could probably do another request a chest. Need to place the belt 1 tile left. Oh yes, good point. Wow, I'm blind. Thanks for pointing that out. Pipe time. Should be pretty easy. Here we go, that's the electrolytes, and then we need holmium solution. It's going, it's happening. Our first Slurpees. Yes, alright, cool. And then we can dump that out and ship that over to the rocket silo. Get a nice big chest. And there we go. Yes! Oh, that's good. I've been waiting so long to get those going. Heck yeah. Ooh, what's going on here? Are we out of gears? Are we full on gears again? Yeah, we are. If we pull these recyclers out and then send these gears somewhere else, I want to send them to the Shadow Realm. Iron plates can make iron chests. Oh, wait, okay, I see where you're going with this. Okay, sneaky. So if what you're saying is if we chuck these in here, grab some assembling machines now, make some iron plates, sorry, iron chests. They make stuff pretty quickly. Okay, yep, I see what you're going for. I see the play. And then we can run this into a recycler, which then spits out a lot less. And then we can run this belt all the way back up. There's a feedback loop. Yeah, there we go. Alright, good tip. And that deals with the gears. Cool, awesome, alright. Oh yeah, we haven't even looked at the sort of stuff we can do with the pink science yet. Okay, so lightning collectors, they have more efficiency and they collect from a bigger range. Okay, that's nice. Tesla weapons. Tesla gun. How much damage does that do? I chose Fulgora because the blue circuit productivity and worker robot speed would have been really nice. Personal Roboport Mark II would be good. Energy Shield Mark II. 150 hit points compared to the last 50. That's really good. Mech armor. Ooh, that's kind of expensive, but that'd be cool. But that's 5,000. How many are we making now? 158. Ooh. What's our production rate at? 18 per minute. Okay, so to match HQ, we need to be making 150 per minute. Yeah, this ain't cutting it. So I need to figure out how to increase science production of these. Best scrap is found on the small islands. Oh shit, you're right. You got 400k out here. 400 mil? 600 mil? Damn, alright. How do we get trains going? We need the rail supports, which is refined concrete. Easy. Okay, we got enough holmium for 2 machines running now, which is nice. But we're low on supercapacitors. Why is that? Superconductors. Ah, yeah, the copper plates. Okay, yes, we don't need to store this much. Look at it go. I wonder what LDS is made of. Yes. Copper. Oh. Why am I so stupid? It was right there all along. 20 copper plates. We could have just been taken out of that. Okay, let's start recycling some low density structures. Alright, nice. That should help us cook faster. Oh yeah, that copper plate is really coming out. If you think this stuff is bad, wait till you start dealing with quality. Whoa, what are we full on? Concrete. Alright, we have to recycle the excess concrete now. How do I get rid of concrete faster? Can I turn it into something? Acid concrete takes 0.25 sec. Hang on. 1 sec. Hold on. Holy! And then we recycle that. There we go, and that gets rid of the excess. Nice. Another fun fact, you can make modules in EM plants. Oh, so you can. Okay. And the circuits. The circuits are going to be huge. I definitely want to make a whole bunch of these plants and bring them back home. And then I can redo my electronics factory, because this took ages to make. So the plus 50% productivity would help a lot with not consuming as many items. I also want to get rid of these cliff explosives. How do we... They used to be cliff explosives. They need orange juice. That's from Vulcanus. Maybe Vulcanus is the next planet. Okay, what are we at now? 36 per minute. So we've doubled, but we're still a long way. And what is our bottleneck? Holmium solution. Is that going up or down? I think it's going down. That's right, we were going to make trains, weren't we? So we need some rail ramps, we need train stops, and then the actual trains themselves. If I plonk some rails down, then we need to... Oh, this thing's huge. Cannot build on deep oil oceans. How am I going to get that across? Okay, that works. And then here we are to this island, which is full of scrap. Okay, and then we just start drilling, right? Now, I've seen people run bi-directional trains on the same line. I'm thinking of giving it a try. So if we have a train here, and then a carriage, and then we have another train behind it going the other way, I think that can go both ways, right? So then we can set up a station. Stop is inaccessible from current position. Wait, what? Oh, right, because I haven't connected it. So we can say we can pick up from the scrap mine until we have full cargo, and then we can go and deposit at the other place until we have empty cargo. And then over here we can also just run some fuel, and this will fill up the train. Here we go, it's loading up. Off he goes. And then I need a way to deposit. What if we built a holmium farm up here? We dedicate this entire flat space to just making holmium ore. Train station can come into here. Can we just change this? No, that's annoying. We need to get fuel across. So we can do a request a chest here, which then just inserts. So this request a chest can grab solid fuel. Okay, scrap comes out. And then we need to just scrap the crap out of it. And then if we did a double belt like this, we need to filter everything except for holmium ore. Everything else goes to the scrapyard. And then we need to get the holmium all the way back. There we go. Yeah. There we go. We got a fifth machine. We got 5 of them running. Awesome. Yeah, the green circuit's coming out of that one. And then we can change that into a passive provider chest. So then the supercapacitors should be running at pretty good capacity now, which should bring our science production back up to scratch, which I think it has. What is it now? 42 per minute. All that for an extra 10 per minute. Oh wait, no, it's going up 50, which is still only a third of what our target is. Why is this slow? Oh, because we can't output anymore. Okay, so that means we have enough stuff to be able to make more electromagnetic science packs. There we go. Okay, holmium solutions plugged in. Then we need to plug in electrolytes, which we can do like that. Now we just need to deliver these items somehow. Yeah, there we go. Wait, I haven't put in the productivity modules. Plug them in. And then we need to place these out on the belt. 96 per minute. Holy moly. We're actually doing a thing. For the time being, we could call it good enough and just stockpile a bit. Let's think about how we now set up logistics on this. We need to wait until we have our Slurpees, and we need to make sure that we have at least 1,000. I don't want to be shipping back and forth with a poor amount of science packs. And then we want to make sure we stay above Nauvis until our science pack count is 0. We want to drop everything. Next, need to also wait until fuel is solved. Oh, am I going to have to set up a circuit condition? Dang, okay. So if we wire up the tanks, and then we can say if the circuit condition of thruster fuel and circuit condition of thruster oxidizer is greater than a certain threshold, so in this case, let's say 20k, because we want to make sure we can make a full trip and we don't get stranded out in space. So we can't depart unless we have enough fuel. The last thing I need to do is we want to pick up electromagnetic science packs, and we want 1,000 of them. Why won't that automatically deliver? We're requesting it. Oh, it's already satisfied. That's why it's not doing it. Okay. Yes, this is working. Here we go, here we go. This is exciting. Look at it all go. Oh, look at it. Boom. Science.